Right guys, there's good news and there's bad news. The bad news is multiplying 2 by 2 matrices is something that's inherently confusing, and a lot of people find it quite difficult, and some people will just struggle with it all the way through the end of the year and they won't be able to do it. The good news is it's not actually accessible on our course content to do it by hand, but it's very easy to do on your calculator, and that's always fine to do on your calculator. I would always do it on my calculator because it's a lot quicker. But I'd like to show you how to do it manually or by hand, just so that you know, you've seen it, you kind of understand what's happening, and that can kind of be useful, particularly with some of the things like here. I'll talk about the same order. That kind of information can be useful, but the actual multiplying the matrix itself, I would always do it on my calculator, but I will show you how to do it by hand just in case. Not just in case it's assessed, it won't be, just in case you want to know. Matrices, if you're going to multiply them, 2 by 2 ones is what we're looking at specifically, must have the middle orders the same. If they're not the same, you can't multiply them at all, period. So this first matrix, for example, is a 2 by 3 matrix, so this is the column here, and then the next one is a 3 by 5, so it's the row. So if the first column and the second row amount is the same, then you can multiply them. If not, you can't, end of story. And then the new order of the matrix that you form when you multiply them both together is the two outsides. So the new one will be 2 by 5 in this case, so these kind of disappear. So the new order of the combined matrix will be the row of the first matrix by the column of the second matrix. So it's 2 by 5, row of the first, column of the second. So I've written that here. The new matrix from this one here will be a 2 by 5 matrix. And we know we can multiply it because there's 3's in the middle. So let's do an example together. This first matrix, the order of it, order of A, is a 2 by 2 matrix. 2 rows, 2 columns. And the order of B is 2 rows, 1 column, it's a 2 by 1. So if we're going to do A times B, let's look at the order of A times B to start with. So the order of A times B, it's a 2 by 2 multiplied by a 2 by 1 matrix. The 2's are the same, that's good, we need that to happen. And then the new matrix will be a 2 by 1 matrix. So 2 by 1, because the 2 said we can do it, and the 2 by 1 is the new order, the outsides there. So the new matrix, A times B, it will look like a 2 by 1 matrix, and we don't know what those elements will be yet, but we'll learn how to figure that out. So at least in terms of knowledge that you need to know, is if the middles are the same, you can multiply them, and the new matrix will be the outside order. That's really useful when it comes to a lot of transition matrices questions in multiple choice, in speeding things up, but you can do it the long way and multiply all of them with your calculator, and then it will just, you'll eventually figure out the answer. But it's useful to know the property that the output matrix, or the new matrix, A times B, will be 2 by 1. It's useful to look at the orders and recognise that information. And we might get practice of that. We'll do some practice exams and some checkpoints and stuff throughout the year, and you'll kind of see where that comes up. We'll finish doing matrices, the whole module first. Now let's look into actually making the matrices. So each element, or each number in the new matrix, is formed by the row of the first matrix and the column of the second matrix. So what we're doing is we're multiplying and then adding together, summing, the elements of the row in the first matrix by the column in the second one. That's confusing, let me show you what I mean. So, again, I'll go over the example from the previous matrix. This was the one we did on the last page. The same one, just in case you don't believe me. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 and 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 and 8. So we're gonna, if you have a look, the greens all match. Let's do that first. So our new matrix we know is going to be like a 2 by 1 here. So to make this one here, this is what we've got in the end. This is the first row and the first column. In order to find that element, first row, first column, we need to multiply the first row of this one by the first column of this one. So again, row by column. You remember we always talk about row by column. We're going to multiply the first row in the first matrix by the first row, by the first column, I beg your pardon, in the second matrix. So that's the green, the square and the square. So we're going to do 1 times 2, and I've written that here, 1 times 2, plus 2 times 8. 2 times 8. So again, 1 times 2, the first row and the first column part, plus 2 by 8, the second row and the second column, the first column part. So this part here, 1 by 2 plus 2 by 8. And we kind of just keep going in order through. So here's 1 times 2 plus 2 times 8. You can see if you follow it down, 1 times 2 is 2, 2 times 8 is 16, and then 2 plus 16 is 18. So using the green bit, the first row, first column, we made 18. Same thing, now we want to find element, and I might just write that here for us. This element here, let's call it C as our new matrix. C, second row, first column. And I'll just show you here. Let's see, 1, 1. So this we did the first row by the first column. Now we're going to do the second row times the first column, because we're looking for the second row, first column element. So the second row times the first column. This is the purple bit. So 3 times 2 is 6, and we follow that down. 4 times 8 is 32. 4 times 8 is 32. And 6 plus 32 is 38. Let me show you again. The second row times the first column. The second row, so 1, 2, by the first column, 2, 8. So 3 times 2 plus 4 times 8. 3 times 2 plus 4 times 8 works out to be 38. So it's really important to notice, I've written it here just in case you didn't hear, it's much quicker to use your calculator, regardless of whether you can stroke your ego and say, yes, I know how to do it manually. I would say it's always easier. I'm pretty good at matrices and I still use my calculator because it's faster. Especially in the exam when you need to use, and SACs, we need to use all that valuable time, maximising the use of your time. So I would always go straight from here down to here with my calculator. So I'd store A and B as matrices in my calculator, and I just write A times B and it will tell me it's 1838. It could be useful to do a sort of an idiot proof check, or make sure that you're doing the right thing and check, oh yeah, the order, it has to be a 2 by 1 because of the orders of the originals, and then look at it, the output, oh yeah, that's a 2 by 1 matrix. It makes like reasonable sense. I didn't get a massive 8 by 8 matrix and think, oh, I didn't expect it to look like that. It could be useful to do that idiot check and check that the order of the new matrix is what you expected it to be. Other than that though, the only manual thing I would do is that. I would do the rest on my calculator. So that's it for that.